watch. And for more on the tribute and what's ahead for the royal family, we want to turn to NBC News royal commentator Daisy McAndrew, who has covered the royals for years. And Daisy, as I say good morning to you, you watch a ceremony like that and you see far more than we do. What did you think of the unveiling? Do you think Princess Diana would have liked it?
I think she would have loved the fact that her boys were there. I think she would have hated the fact that her boys seemed to be still at loggerheads with each other. But, you know, a lot of commentators say if she had lived, this argument would never be where it is today. She would never have allowed it. And I guess any of us who are mothers or fathers know that one of our #1 priorities is to make sure that our kids don't squabble too much. So I think we are where we are. She would have been, I think, delighted at the way that they wanted to memorialise the things she was passionate about. If you think back to when she was married, she had 100 patronages, different organisations that she supported. She whittled that down after the divorce to just a handful, and they were sick children at Great Ormond Street, they were the homeless at Centre Point, they were people with leprosy and people with AIDS, and people that she always said didn't have a voice, that she could lend them her very loud, prominent voice and her position. And I think those are the things that the boys wanted to encapsulate when they designed, and believe me, they really did design this sculpture. And I think that as long as they are happy with it, then I think the rest of us can be happy with it. I don't know what American art critics are like, but certainly here in the UK, they can be crashing snobs when something like this comes out. They don't really like something that's popular or populist. You know, so a lot of the criticism from that sector has been, I would say, a bit snobby, that it's not avant-garde enough. But I had a chat with those people that are queuing up to get into that statue, and most of them really like it. The one complaint they said to me again and again is they wish that the boys, the princes, had been there, not just these anonymous children. But I don't think that's what the princes themselves want. They wanted her to be centre stage, not them to be sharing the stage with her.
Daisy, speaking of the boys, do we know if they were able to spend any time together privately before or after that small ceremony?
I've tried to get an answer out of the official spokesman for both of them. They're not giving anything away. In fact, they won't even tell us whether Harry has gone back to the States. There are rumours online, various publications saying he's already back in Los Angeles. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. We know that Harry did leave Kensington Palace pretty swiftly after that unveiling. So if they did have a chance to have a chat, it wouldn't have been more than 10 or 20 minutes. So I can't give you much positive news on that. Everybody's just keeping their fingers crossed.
We are. Daisy McAndrew, thank you so much for being with us. We always appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.